welcome to another fantastic edition of Sonic Community Skirmish. I am Dan, joined today by Captain James T. Kirk.
Hello.
Captain, my captain.
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 Captain on the bridge.
Captain on the dick. Captain in the streamer. Captain doing Sunday community skirmish.
You're going into. We're getting some Miltons in here.
Milton.
Miltons. Speaking of Miltons, I promised you a secret, Kirk. As soon as we got on air, would you like the secret?
Wait. I'm not ready. Lay it on me. Lay it on me, Dan.
It's a cake's birthday today.
That's not a secret. That's public knowledge. Anyone who is of the cake community has access to
but no one knows
calendar.
about it yet for some reason.
No one knows about it yet for some reason?
Because of how popular of a cake he is.
Mm-hmm.
And no, I'm not talking about you.
No, mine's in a couple months here.
It is a certain admiral's birthday today.
Admiral, man, who is it? I feel like the answer is pretty obvious, but I just can't.
I wanted to make a joke. You got to it first. It's Admiral Obvious's birthday today.
Yay! Happy birthday,
The young
Admiral.
man is growing up.
Oh, he's so cute. Dan, did you get the baby pictures to put on stream? The one of him in the bathtub. You got that one? You got the one of him where we dressed him up as a little pumpkin for Halloween.
I burned all of those.
Oh, as per orders. Good job.
Yeah.
We should have saved some backups just for this sort of situation.
He would be proud of our jokes.
He would be. And you know what? We'll have to make one or two dad jokes on stream in honor of him.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the right thing to do.
It's just.
Could you please let them know in chat we are good to go?
Yeah, I can do that. Good to go.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, my pleasure.
I get out the Twitters with the tweetings.
The Twitters with the tweetings.
Y'all, by the way, can follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/Ledo, L-E-D-O.
You can't follow me on Twitter. I don't want you people stalking me.
What are you afraid of, Kirk?
I'm afraid of you, Dan. I don't want you all up in my personal business.
Business? Do you have any business?
I got some business.
He has business.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kirk has business.
Yeah. Does. Don't question it.
Don't question my business.
First map is going to be Northern Fjords. This is Centurions versus Cake with a little bit of Overwatch flavor thrown in. Are we poaching Fluffy from Overwatch?
Well, I mean, it's technically part of the grander Cake Watch alliance. I don't think it's possible to steal an Overwatch just because we're so tight as is. Other clans you can totally steal from, but I think Overwatch and Cake, there's already such a blurred line there anyway.
Well, we've already the obvious show. What is this?
Isn't that his stream?
I thought his stream name was Admiral Obvious.
It was, but he changed it.
Obvious, what are you doing? You can't mess with my head like this, man.
Oh man,
My brain hurts. My brain hurts.
All right, Dan. Sorry, it's all right. Brick wasn't doing so well yesterday either. I'm just the sound. I am the pillar of sanity, and when the leader of Cake has to be the pillar of sanity on stream,
we are screwed.
Yeah,
we are so screwed. Now that he's here, Admiral Obvious, happy birthday!
Woo! GGHB.
You made it another trip around the sun. Congratulations.
Wow.
You are an interstellar traveler.
Look at that. He's gone around the sun a couple times. Like what, 12 now? 13 even?
Apparently the doctor is out. Speaking of poaching cakes, Lydia had a cake tag the other day. Is that permanent? Did we steal her?
I can neither confirm nor deny the the jumping of Lydia from Riders to
We are
Cape.
unable to speak of this at this time.
We are it is a current ongoing operation, Operation Steel Lydia, aptly titled. It's coded, of course, just so no one can just
No one will ever know.
And that is an ongoing operation which I cannot disclose the details of, but things are going swimmingly as is.
Wait. Obvious is just getting into his second decade.
No, obvious. A decade is 10 years, not 5 years.
Huh.
No. He was just unsure of how long a decade was. It's all right. It's all right, obvious.
Well, god dang. No. No one is having a sad birthday. We were all having happy birthdays.
No, it's GGHB, not GGSB, because that's Good Games Smash Bros. Oh wow, Dan, I'm looking at the chat right now. That is unfortunate.
Oh no, did he lose his hat?
Hat Dan. I remember that. That was when I first started streaming with you guys. Oh man, that takes me back. Where I
can't breathe.
I remember that was because I never saw Rob. Like, I never caught him on stream, and every time he was supposed to be with us, like, he was sick that week. So I was convinced that Rob wasn't actually real. And when I saw him, he was wearing a hat. So I was like, and he was just doing a single stream, and Dan wasn't around. So I said, you know what, Dan, you can't just put a hat on and call yourself Rob. I see right through you. And I called him Hat Dan for a good solid couple of months.
Well then, sorry, I was letting
I
them
did.
know we're good to go.
I did let them know.
Apparently, you're supposed to make sure you take good care of your cheese.
Yes. I mean, it's for everyone who knows where I store my cheese. Believe me, it's well stored.
Huh. I did not know that.
You don't know where I store my cheese?
I do not.
Go ask Melon. He'll tell you. He'll let you know.
Is it in your Miltons?
No, it's not. It's not in my Miltons.
It's not in your Miltons.
If someone in chat knows where I keep my cheese, if you want to just inform the masses.
It doesn't sound healthy.
It is public knowledge where I keep my cheese and who is affiliated with my cheese holding.
What if they burn your cheese?
I believe that's just caramelized cheese, which is like regular cheese but better.
Huh. Doc, by the way, our wonderful mod for the afternoon. Doc, if you could keep a sharp eye peeled, or rather sharp ear peeled, for any quotes to add to the quote bot, I really want to start loading up the quote bot. I would also like to allow the general public to use the quote bot. I think it's hilarious. I fully admit.
Is the quote bot restricted to purely Rob and Dan, or do frequent guests get a couple quotes peppered in there?
Frequent guests are perfectly fine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we could have some Kirk quotes going on.
I've been on here once or twice, maybe 3 times, maybe about once a week for the past couple of months now.
Perhaps. Yeah, I need to smack Rob around. I've already told him, hey, Rob, add the public use to the quote bot. Buffy saying hi stream and pulling a Sammy. Thank you, fake Sammy. We're getting into it here. Northern Fjord's the first map. You know, though, folks, before we get into this, since it's just me and Kirk here, and we don't have Brick's toes that we have to not walk on, not stomp on, we are going to talk about yesterday's events. Sweet Jesus. Would you think of a day that Cake would have won out over Glowwater Thrall?
I mean, if you had told me like last year, I would how well Cake has just been doing these past couple of months, I would not have believed you. I would have thought you're crazier than I am.
All right, first ship up here for this matchup. Centurions first. The RAS Napoli, piloted by Blue. It is a Metamidian with side Carronade and Flare. And we have the RAS Serrano, A blender fish piloted by a salt pig. Flamer and Flamer on the sides. Go ahead, Kirk, with the cakes.
And on the cake team, we have the whatchamacallit, which is a goldfish careening into his Pyramidion, piloted by Spudnik, Hwachafish with Flamer Gatling on the side. And to wrap things up, the VSS Melonmidian.
It's a Melonmidian!
A Caro Flamer Piri piloted by Melon McCranberry with a Banshee flare gun on the side.
They beelined for Candy Mountain.
Yeah,
and
wow.
I don't believe the Centurions know exactly where they are.
Yeah, they're setting up behind the little collapsed pillar here, like they're gonna poke their heads over and expect the Cake team to be just on the other side, where Cake is already wrapped around Candy Mountain and gotten spots on both of these ships actually. Spots now down. The Centurions are aware of where the Cake team is, and we're probably gonna see a rush.
Aware of where in the where to the where?
Aware of where. Where? Which is which?
Whoa, the whatchamacallit just guns the engines, pulling straight forward. The Serrano has separated from the Napoli and is all sorts of alone. The Melonmidian is on top of the Serrano.
Wow. I like this division that Cake has set up. Cake, of course, very popular for their split engagements. They have matched the Pyramidian with the Goldfish, and their Hwachafish with the Metamidian. So they've got some good counterplay if they can hold it. It looks like SPQR has hopped onto this, and they're trying to do a little switch in the engagement.
Yeah, the Cake switching over on the Napoli. Melonmidian going right in there, not giving any. They've switched again. Melonmidian switching back over to the Serrano after a quick sweep of the Napoli. Cake really not holding to a singular engagement, and I feel like it's really giving the Centurions a pause in this situation because they simply cannot get a straight engagement from these Cakes.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of dancing and flying around, and obviously these Goldfish are doing a little bit better job doing the fancy dancy maneuvering. But the Puris are kind of trying. They both have a target that they want to hit. The Melonmidian wants to hit the Serrano, and the Napoli wants to hit the Melonmidian. So it's really the Goldfish shuffling the Pyramidians around as best as they can.
The Serrano is in deep in the situation. The Napoli, too, getting hit hard by the whatchamacallit. Fluffy on that Hwacha, an expert Hwacha pilot. Serrano has escaped the Melonmidian for the time being, but it could be short-lived here. Whatchamacallit ramming its nose cone right into the Napoli, going to the ram cam here. You get to see these Hwacha shots as they file through. Great kill for the whatchamacallit. First blood for Cake.
That was good timing. I mean, usually you see Hwachafish pilots completely strip the armor and then turn the Hwacha, just because, you want to get the maximum explosive damage in for the kill. That time we actually saw the Hwacha fire when there was a tiny bit of armor left, giving the engineers literally no time to rebuild it as the Hwacha barrage kept volleying in. That was some very skillful or very lucky timing by the whatchamacallit.
Napoli spawning back in. Good solid spawn to group back up with the Serrano. I do believe moving forward, I can only expect the Centurions, who are expert pilots and players in their own right, they are going to want to focus on a single ship, but they are engaging split while Cake goes straight for the Napoli. The Melonmidian rising well above, using the good solid Flamer low Banshee arcs to tap the Serrano.
Good Hwacha. Takes down everything save a single engine. That Napoli has no offensive capabilities right now. And there goes the hull on the Soprano. Will this Hwacha spin in enough time?
I don't think it's going to be enough for the Serrano. They are ridiculously disabled. Armor is down still. Balloon is down. Whatchamacallit does a pass on them.
I mean, we're seeing some really interesting flying from the Cake team here today. They are weaving in and out, swapping targets. They're not usually in any engagement, really. You see a ship locked down on a certain ship, especially Cake, which does a lot of split engagements. You see either split engagements or focus fire. And there's like a lot of flip-flopping, which usually isn't effective because you'll see a ship get himself back together while you're splitting the focus fire. But Cake is doing almost like inverse split focus fire, where they're flopping targets pretty consistently.
Bad bump from the Melonmidian. They're hurting just a bit here. They have almost no hull left. Serrano, though, in an equal amount of trouble as they struggle to assist their ally. Napoli is essentially in a 2v1 in this situation.
Oh,
Great
down right as the Watcher
shots!
starts coming in, does a lot of damage. That Banshee comes in just a little bit late. Melon actually very uncharacteristically getting trifectas going here today, and it is definitely working for him.
Melon hates trifectas. It doesn't happen.
Melon hates trifectas, but he's using them fairly effectively today, as we just saw him flame out that poor Metaminian, and the Serrano escapes once again.
I want to take a moment to talk about what whatchamacallit did. We saw, as we see in the crew list here, Darwin is actually the one using the Hwacha in this situation. It's not Fluffy. I thought it was Fluffy, but it's actually Darwin on that. Spud burned, what was that, Hydro, while he was engaging the target. Darwin, feeling comfortable enough with the arcs, opened up during a Hydro burn.
Wow.
With the Hwacha, and actually hit about 90% of the clip.
Yeah, that's really impressive because a ship, as the movement of the ship affects the guns, you know, a ship turning to the left is going to send shots further to the left. And it's very difficult. And the fact that he was hydrogen, so ascending very, very, very quickly, is really impressive that he was able to sink so many shots.
Not that great of shots there from the whatchamacallit now, though. Missing about half that clip on the Napoli. Melon Midian getting ground down. Whatchamacallit cannot get its balloon right in this situation. The Serrano has really good arcs on that goldfish, but Melon Midian is right behind the Serrano. Armor is broken down. A couple Banshee shots would finish them off right now. Watcha shots coming in to keep the armor down.
Oh, so close. Banshees are going to finish him off, maybe, possibly. Oh, that Serrano is in full tank mode, but is he simply delaying the inevitable as that Caro Flamer comes in? He is at danger of getting flamed out.
There it is, 3-0 in favor of Cake so far. Napoli is all alone. Watcha shots are being sprayed in his direction, but it's simply not effective with the ammo they were using at the time. Whatchamacallit gonna get in behind the Napoli. Melon Midian staying in front. They might be setting up here for a sandwich. Is this a sandwich?
I don't think it is. It's a little off target. That was an excellent Carronade disable. Took down that Gatling gun, which is, of course, the primary damage of a Metamidian, is to try to get that Gatling going. Hole goes down. Hwacha is not quite ready yet, but that Banshee is more than ready to go. Strips them just about all the way.
Dink!
Wow, just a little boop ram, and we are 4-0 Cake right now. Serrano spawns right in, spotted immediately.
He's gone. He's leaving as fast as possible.
LOL, nope, says the Serrano as he just books it around the little archway here. Very Candy Mountain, very good.
It's totally reasonable too. The Serrano, if he stood and fought that, probably would not have worked.
Yeah, absolutely. And while there's a little break in engagement, Dan, will you please look at the crew loadouts on the whatchamacallit? Hwacha Fish is, of course, a little bit more meta of a build than Cake usually brings, but a quick peek at their chosen ammo types reveals the hidden cakiness in the build.
Everyone has incendiary ammo.
I mean, which is really, really interesting because usually you see burst Hwacha, but we have brought incendiary Hwacha because fire. I don't like this move by the Melon Midian here. It's cruising past the Napoli, exposing his engines to that Gat Mortar.
That's not a good choice. Not a good choice.
Low. But the Napoli had no forward acceleration to match the Melon Midian, and it's going to take him a couple seconds to catch up while the whatchamacallit gets his gun up and going.
Oh, it's not taking... They're very fast. Napoli very fast with getting things righted there. Melon Midian at about half armor now. They are certainly in trouble with this Gatling cannon locked right on him. Armor is down.
One single mortar. Oh, the mortars were a little late, but I mean...
They're done.
Whoa! That is some amazing engineering going on there. Two incredible saves. And Hwacha comes in to save the day. They had one more armor strip left in them before the Gat took them down. And that Hwacha, with incendiary ammo, mind you, took down literally every single component on the Napoli. And he rammed them out of arcs while the Melon Minions skirted away.
I don't even know what's happened anymore.
That was some beautiful piloting that we saw there. That Banshee's going into the Napoli. Napoli has no balloon. Napoli has no guns. Has a single gun, but the Banshee just finishes him off. First match, 5-0 Cake.
5-0 in favor of Cake. Look at those fancy hats. Look at those fancy hats.
Look at those birthday hats.
Also,
beautiful.
Kirk, Obvious has engaged in chat Plan Steal Lydia.
Obvious has engaged. What is Lydia's reaction?
Apparently confused, and Fred is threatening to fight people.
Oh man. See, this is why I wanted to keep this under wraps. They seem to have broken the code and found out the purpose of playing Kidnap Lydia.
they as Obvious would say, SPQR tried to take the shot in that situation, but the shot simply did not happen.
Oh man, I can't believe I'm still just flabbergasted that they broke through our cipher.
Curses.
We need to come up with a new code.
So much work. Oh dear, an all-out war has erupted in our chat room.
Oh man, where's the moderator, Dan? Where's the moderator?
I don't think the moderator's on our side.
They're coming to blows.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Super secret password time. Entering the password. Oh. Alright, we'll get into game 2 here. Fight over Fernfeld. We saw this one yesterday. In
the R&D Invitational. Oh, that password does not end in that character.
No. No, it doesn't.
Oh, I like it when it drops me automatically in the spectator slot.
Rathburn, we will not be giving you moderation. Because you would just post fanfic with it.
Oh.
And make me cry.
Obvious, of course, is sending the secret code Flamefire, Cake Flame, Chocolate, Incendiary. Message received, Obvious. Burst Flamer, Grease Banshee, Vanilla Red Velvet.
Wait, say that again?
Burst Flamer, Greased Banshee, Vanilla Red Velvet.
Why would I put my Lederhosen on, though?
Dan!
Sorry!
I don't think they caught that. I think we're safe.
Crap.
Sorry. I think... Obvious not impressed with the code either. Asking me if I kiss my mother with that mouth.
I think our secret is safe even to ourselves.
It's so secret, not even I know what it means.
What is this, Men in Black 2? Christ, that movie sucked.
Oh, boy.
It's a Sunday, folks. Please excuse us.
Oh, man. So, those matches yesterday.
Oh, that was bad. What happened there?
Oh, my gosh.
Kirk, while in the first game...
Are you going to make me relive that?
Yes.
Are you going to make me... Oh, my god.
First game went 5-4 in Glowwater Thrall's favor.
Yes.
Game 2... ridiculously close.
It was down to the last Artemis rocket. It really was.
Goes down to a pinch maneuver against a building on Paradin Rumble in Cake's favor against Glowwater Thralls.
Mm-hmm.
Game number 3.
And that match, that game number 2 was 5-4 Cake.
Mm-hmm. Game number 3 on Duel at Dawn actually essentially started very poorly with Cake. Not just with a couple kills for Glowwater Thralls right off the bat, but with a double spawn bug.
that was hilarious.
I really hope Doc ends up highlighting for the channel, because both hilarious. Cake ships spawn right on top of each other.
Like, the Peries became one. It was beautiful. It's just the
What?
fact that that bug has been reported for a long time, but it's pretty
Mm-hmm.
rare and it hasn't shown up on any stream yet. But the fact that this showed up in the very first MLG like super serious tournament, like the most
Mm-hmm.
serious thing we've seen since Hephaestus, during like a absolute nail biter of a match. It was all down to that final map. And it would already been pretty well established that these teams were pretty evenly matched. And then the two periods just spawned inside of each other, and the Benny Hill theme started playing in my head as they jittered about and tried to separate. And all I could think is they're going to warp 10, and they're just exploding, which is what used to happen back in the Velcro days. If you got stuck to a building for too long, you would slowly begin to shake and jitter faster and faster and faster until you accelerate to warp 10 instagib, and your pieces. No, the funniest part is your pieces then just launch across the map. Oh, it was hilarious. That was
Oh
that
my
was what I was
goodness.
fearing, and then I was like, "Oh man, what are they going to do? They're going to have to restart the match. They're going to have to, give a 2 point, advantage to the thralls. We're going to have to redo everything, and it's just going to, oh gosh, all the results are going to be botched." But everything turned out okay. The periods were able to separate from
Well,
their dance of
here's
desire.
here's the thing. Not only did the Thralls in a really good show of sportsmanship before we even called for an official's timeout on that one, they backed off. They realized something was screwed up with the game. They gave Cake time to get things sorted out and to see if they could get the ship separated. They
Yeah,
played it
good
with
sports.
a very high level of
Sportsmanship.
sportsmanship.
Yeah, great, absolutely. My hats off to the thralls there. That was
Yeah,
they could have
because
totally taken advantage of that, and they
there
didn't,
here's the
because
thing,
there's honor in this game.
there are no pauses.
Hmm.
There are no
Player
pauses
pauses.
in the R&D Invitational. It's you can't stop. We're here to go and we're going right now kind
Mhm.
of thing. So, before we even called for the officials pause, they could have gone in and like gibbed
Yeah.
out your guys' ships.
And
They
they
didn't.
didn't, because I mean they were there for a fair fight. I
Yeah.
believe I think the thralls had as much fun fighting that as I did
Mhm.
watching that, where it was so close. And as a pilot, I dabble competitively off and on. Those are the
Often,
matches
sometimes.
I live for, when they're so close, when it could be anyone's game down to the last rocket. And I definitely think thralls were feeling that, and it was just a good match,
Mhm.
and best I've seen in quite some time.
There are no brakes on the Dan train.
Oh
Could you lower your mic a little bit?
yeah, how's
Drop
that?
drop drop the mic. Drop the mic.
Drop the beat.
Just a little bit more. Just a little bit more.
How's that? Is that better?
There we go. Just fine.
All right, cool. I'll just exit my microphone menu of slowly pulling the microphone away from my face until Dan tells me this is good volume. High tech.
Now, going back to game 2 of that matchup.
Actually, let's put a pin in that because we're starting in about 15 seconds here.
I want to get your thoughts though as we're
Okay.
loading into Fight Over Fernfeld.
Okay, all right, go ahead.
What was the point of no return for you, at least during game 2, when you realized, oh crap, we could actually take this one?
Gosh, hmm. It's all a blur, Dan. I'll be real with you. I got into that MLG spirit. I started screaming. There was a couple. Any cake that wasn't playing and is usually frequents the mumble was sitting in the watching streams together channel, and we were screaming and MLGing, and we were really into it.
Did you record any of that?
No, we did
Why
not.
not?
But it was, oh gosh, it was crazy.
It was magical. All right, Fight Over Fernfeld, game number 2 here of the SCS Centurions versus Cake. Going on, the first ship for SPQR is the Napoli, flown by Blue. It is Gat Caro with Banshee and a Flare. We also have the Iberico, another Pyramidion. Gat Mortar on the front, Metamidion, with Caronate and Flare. Go ahead, Kirk.
And for the Cake team, we have the whatchamacallit. Once again, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Piloted by Spudnik, Watch a Front, Gatling Flamer on the sides, and finally the VSS Melon Midian, which is that double carronade this time around. Oh, very interesting.
I've seen this used to great effect on Paradin Rumble.
with
This is not paired
Banshee
in
and Flight.
Rumble.
This is not paired in. This has got a
No.
very, very, very high flight ceiling. I don't. Ooh, I mean, Melon, I've doubted you in the past, and you've consistently surprised me. But I don't know. They are flying fairly low, so who knows? Melon may
We'll
have,
see. We'll see.
we'll see.
Whatchamacallit engaging very early here. He's going in from the side of the Iberico. Melamidian coming in straight from the front. It looks like they're both going for the Iberico in this situation. Watch a shots going out, but Iberico rises above.
That Hwacha still has half a clip, I believe, and yes, he is just dumping it in the Napoli before he goes in the reload to once again try to hit the Iberico. Melon Midian and Napoli are coming up close together. Is Napoli the Metamidian or the Caro?
Napoli is the Metamidian.
So
no,
there's...
yeah, they are.
So, I mean, we're already
Oh, no,
seeing...
it's the Caro. It has the Caro on it. But Iberico's coming in on the Melamidian as well. Armor
Focus fire.
is down. Mortar
Mortars
shots
are
loading
coming. That
in.
Hwacha needs to come in now. There it goes. And it does indeed, along with that ram, not only take out the guns, but knock them off of arc.
And all engines. All engines are down, too.
However, now the whatchamacallit has got himself into a bad situation with the Napoli here now engaging on him with that Gat Caro. Not actually too much of a threat. Napoli is not in any sort of ramming ability, which is the primary permahull damage of a Gat Carronade build.
Ooh, Banshee's loading into the Melamidian. They're going to have to be careful about that in the future. Looks like Napoli's going to be very active with that Banshee. A very dangerous weapon now after its damage on its secondary was changed to fire as well. Whatchamacallit coming in for a bump on the Iberico, throwing arcs off.
And there goes the hull. They're going to get a little tapped. Oh,
Sandwich!
They do manage to skirt out the bottom. They just kind of squirted right down. They got pinched between, but a lot of perma down to the Iberico. Melamidian, however, not in too much of a good position himself.
No, mortars should be coming out here. Oh, no, that's a Carronade. Carronade is on the Napoli. Carronade's on the Napoli. Melamidian survives with just a hair's breadth left. The Iberico
one more armor strip left in, unless something goes
gone.
unfortunately right, which we are not seeing luck strike twice. Whatchamacallit bearing down.
First attrition kill there, going towards the Centurions, putting Cake in a less than stellar position. Iberico is still heavily disabled. Napoli, though, is looking pretty solid.
Yeah, whatchamacallit also looking extremely solid, has not lost any perma at all. A little bit faster than these Pyramidians, definitely already out of range of that Grease Gatling gun, and he is going to meet his ally at the spawn. Very good move.
Definitely the safe move in the situation. They escape without any major scratches whatsoever. The Iberico, on the opposite side of things, very low on permahull still.
Yeah, and although they can't exactly tell how low, both Spudnik and Melon, very, very, very experienced pilots, are definitely going to see that broken nose on the Piri and know that that is the wounded animal in the pack there.
Blood is in the air.
Load up the burst rounds, boys. We're going in.
Where we're going, we don't need engines.
Oh, man. Yeah, they're pretty good engaged going. They're going around the south side of the mountain as opposed to the north side as they did last time. It looks like they're assuming that SBQR is seated up in exactly where they left them, and that is a correct assumption.
It looks like both teams are going to meet on the far side of this mountain ridge. Cake is going to have.
Yeah, they're going to have good eyes on any second now. Let's see. Let's get a first person view from the whatchamacallit. Can't quite see those red chips, but any second now they should be able to.
Whatchamacallit giving its engine column to the ship. Spots are down though. Melamidian and Whatchamacallit both turning to engage here. Napoli and Iberico both spotted, but they have enough distance between themselves and the Cake ships where they have a moment to set up and position. As you can see, they are turning and getting both of those fronts ready to go.
While the flank didn't not work, if that makes any sense, it didn't go south for them.
Whatchamacallit getting ripped apart.
That
armor
was
is gone.
Charge by that blender fish, which he's doing some good balloon blocking from those mortars, though. Very excellent balloon blocking, and he pulls out of arcs of that mortar while Melamidian closes on the tail end of the Napoli. Napoli hydrogens up. Melamidian now turning to the Iberico. Whatchamacallit getting that Hwacha into arc. Any second now, we'll see that guy going off doing some real damage.
Yeah, it looks like the Melaminian is in tank mode for the time being. Iberico is starting to take some shots, but nothing too major. Napoli loading into the whatchamacallit, not giving it a great opportunity right now. Melaminian's armor is down. Mortars are loading into the hull.
Oh, he sinks low, but that Banshee is still an arc. Melon saves itself with just a tiny
Oh.
bit of hull left. Bad. Not looking so well for the Melon Melon getting those good Carronade arcs in the Iberico. He needs disables.
Mm-hmm. We're not seeing the great disables from the whatchamacallit that we were seeing last game. Iberico just does an immense amount of damage to that ship, taking it out. Whatchamacallit here in a very bad position. Very bad position. They bounce against the edge of the map, as you can see right here. But they hydro burn out of arcs as best they can. Iberico is completely out of arcs. Napoli is getting back into position. Balloon is starting to take some shots. That's going to make the whatchamacallit go a little bit faster in this.
Yeah, so recent patch did make it so the lower that your balloon is, the faster you move, which is supposed to, on a pub level, sort of nerf carronades and sort of squishy builds, so you have a little bit better chance of escaping. On a competitive level, however, it allows teams to sort of not necessarily exploit that, but there's definitely different dynamics amongst how it's used publicly versus in the competitive scene.
This has been a couple unfortunate engagements for Cake so far. The
Yeah,
disables. Why is the whatchamacallit not getting those disables this time? What are they doing wrong?
That's actually not what I think the problem is. I think the problem is the Melon is not using those carronades to do proper disabling.
Mm-hmm.
I am not really seeing on his approaches those heavy clips just going into those guns and doing the damage that it needs to be doing.
Iberico and Napoli setting up for a very solid engagement here, using this kind of icy archway to position themselves. If Cake approaches, it could be a bad situation for them. Whatchamacallit going straight into enemy territory, staying as high as they can in this situation.
Out of arcs. We've seen this strategy go through a couple of times. I think this is the second or third time that Cake has used this, where they send the whatchamacallit in to get everything off arc, while the Melon comes in and tries to do its best to disable after they're turned away, and while whatchamacallit dips and dives around. It hasn't really been as effective as I think they want it to be, as whatchamacallit does get singled out. Melon in good position, but for how long until either they turn around or the Iberico comes in?
Melon is... Unfortunately, they miss a ram. I believe that was a missed ram.
Was that a missed ram, or are they just trying to escape as they're...
They escaped straight into enemy fire.
Yeah. Good dodges on the mortars. Melon is running. He has full momentum already, while these ships still need to build theirs up. However, he is still in Gatling range. His engines are getting peppered pretty hard. Hull goes down. Mortar is coming in, going a little low, connecting too late.
Yeah, those mortars doing just a little bit of damage to the hull. You can see a little chip has been taken out. Armor goes down again. Mortars hit. Are they hitting?
They're hitting it first, and then they're going a little wide, a little low.
They hit that time.
Melon is high and pretty far away, making it difficult to land with those mortars. But just 2 Gatlings is just too much for the Melon. Right now, we are 4-0 SPQR.
I think the whatchamacallit got a little too eager there. They did not dodge enough of those shots coming out of the Napoli. The Iberico has been on low hull for the last couple engagements here. They are simply not engaging properly. On the other side of things, the Centurions have calmed down a little bit. They've gotten their focus. They aren't letting Cake rattle them like they were in the previous game.
Well, I mean, I think what's happening is Cake has adopted a bit of a different strategy, and I hinted on this last engagement where the whatchamacallit goes in, tries to get the arcs off while Melon comes in, and then afterwards, after both ships are turned away from their initial set of engagement, and that, while on paper works pretty well, in practice it really hasn't worked for Cake once yet. So I really want to see them from here on out start adapting a different strategy on this map.
I agree 100%. Some mid-range watcher shots being taken, landing on the Iberico, actually getting a couple gun disables. Not too bad. Not too bad at aim there from the whatchamacallit.
Not too shabby. I mean, both of these ships are sort of taking up a more defensive position, waiting for the Napoli and the Iberico to come to them. They have the one mid-range weapon, which is the Huacha, but that's not really going to be able to perform by itself. SBQ are actually backing off. They have the time advantage, but are they really? We have less than 6 minutes of game time, and I think we have all 10 minutes of our overtime. So we have 14 minutes maximum left in this match. So someone's got to move, otherwise, Dan, we're gonna have to fill time for 14 minutes here.
You can always dance.
We can always dance. You can dance if you want to. You can leave your friends behind.
But if friends don't dance and if they don't dance,
they're no friends of mine. No, not in the least.
The Centurions staying low, trying to use what cover they can. Whatchamacallit is getting really eager here. They're a bit too far ahead of the Melamidian in this situation. Unless they have a plan to draw the Centurion ships upwards, I don't see exactly what they're doing in this situation.
I don't know why they would want to draw the Centurion ships upward when Melon Midian is bringing double carronade. It looks like they hoped that they would go through the canyon here, and Melon Midian was going to
Melon
cut them
Midian's
off.
about to engage.
Yeah, Melon Midian's about to engage in more or less a 2v1 situation. Whatchamacallit is way too far away to be doing anything. That Gatling's going very wide, while Melon Midian just pelts their balloon. However, he's got 2 Gatlins sinking into him.
Whatchamacallit's lowering down. Getting Huacha shots all over the Iberico.
Excellent. Huacha takes out 3 of the guns. Engines are at least damaged from that. Melon Midian coming in from the side.
This is what Cake wanted.
This is the engage that Cake wanted. Melon Midian is following the Napoli down. Ram coming in, pinning him up against the wall, but that hull stayed up. No permanent damage yet. Iberico is dealing with Flamer Huacha right now. He is in full tank mode, while Napoli tries to come to the assistance, but Melon Midian keeping him down. Engines out. Balloon doing surprisingly well for having 2 carronades.
Iberico's armor's down. It looks like that suppression from the Gatling's working well. Huacha is buffed. I believe it's reloaded here. Going to the ram cam.
Melon tap ramming. Melon just tap rammed out that other Permidian, while that Huacha just belts into the Iberico as best it can. Hasn't quite been able to break the armor yet, but we should see Melon Midian turning to give him a helping hand very shortly.
We should. I don't see the Iberico surviving this engagement. They've been on their last leg for a long time. I think their luck has run out in this situation. Great pressure there from the Huacha fish in this situation. Iberico has the Melamidian coming in behind, emptying him of hull.
That's all it took. Napoli spawns very smartly, very far away. Knew his ally was not going to make it out of that one alive. And just, I mean, he was probably like, all right, I'll spawn away, spawn with me when you die.
And not only, there are 2 important things that happened there. One, Cake got 2 kills. First off, obviously, Cake got 2 kills. Great. Woohoo, happy. The second thing that happened, they didn't take any hull damage.
That's huge. That is so huge, because when you're low on hull, you're at a disadvantage in that incoming engagement. Both of these ships are at full. They have gotten themselves to repaired where it's like a fresh spawn. This next engagement will be, I mean, if both teams see each other at the same time, run into each other at the same time in perfect position, will be absolutely evenly matched. Of course, both teams are going to try to negate that by getting superior positioning, superior disabling, superior engineering, etc.
This does, however, give Cake a window of opportunity against a very skilled Centurions team. They may be the B team for SPQR, but just looking at some of the names on these ships, Blue, Sapphire, Sage, Assault Pig, Kit Kat Kitty from Sacrilege, there are a lot of very experienced people on these ships. You cannot discount the fact that, especially with a 4-2 advantage, they are just going to go for the jugular on probably the Melon Midian.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned that this is SPQR's B team. That says absolutely nothing about their apparent skill. I mean, I might even go so far as to say that their B team can outclass a couple other A teams.
Easily. SPQR trains very hard and plays this game quite a lot.
Yes, and we're going to We're gonna see that next
The
week.
Napoli and Iberico are coming in as a map up here. They are getting a very good flank on Cake. Cake has not spotted them just yet.
Dan, I tried to plug R&D. I tried to plug the Invitational,
I
and you're just like, oh, they got
appreciate it.
good positioning.
But Melon Midian is about to get blindsided here by both of these ships.
Oh, he probably sees them now, and he tries to turn. He uses this mountain very well. Instead of just turning to engage, he actually pulls back behind hard cover, switching their target to the whatchamacallit. Whatchamacallit goes up. Considering the fact that he had 2 Gatlings on him for a while, his hull is doing very, very good.
Melon Midian using the distraction effectively here, going in on the Iberico. Napoli blocking him just a little bit. It looks like Napoli is going to lose their balloon in this situation. Gatlings are out, though. Dangerous situation. Iberico gets disabled by that Hwacha.
That was a heavy Hwacha, and the Napoli cruises right over top of the whatchamacallit. Melon Midian loses hull in the middle of that, and a couple mortars do sink in. Those carronades need to start sinking on that Gatling gunner on those mortars. And they're just, I mean, the fact that we're seeing both of these guns still shooting means that Cake is not in the position that they want to be in.
No, whatchamacallit sitting right in front of those carronade. They jet as soon as their armor breaks. Iberico's armor was down. Balloon is still down. They are sinking fast. Napoli trying to deal with the situation and stay close to their ally, but they are starting to sit very low in the air.
Yeah, I mean, it's common knowledge that the longer an engagement goes on, the more the scales start to tip, at least in Cake's favor. In this case, it happens to be that these ships are sinking lower and lower and lower, and Melon's double carronade is becoming slowly more and more effective. But he takes a heavy bump in between both of those Gatling guns, loses all of his momentum. Mortars not coming in when they needed to. That could have ended everything right there. Melon Midian goes over the Iberico, while the whatchamacallit rams out the Napoli. I mean, there's just a lot of maneuvering going on here. Armor goes down on the Napoli. A couple Banshees sink in. Whatchamacallit loses hull. Hydrogen's up over mortar arcs. Wow.
We need to see they aren't the Cake team is not getting those solid disables they need to get on SPQR right now.
Absolutely. Our SPQ are bringing one disably sort of carronade.
But look at this. Look at this. With how this engagement has flowed, whatever. The Iberico is now, at least for the moment, all alone. Napoli is coming in behind, but it's taking an awful long time. Melon Midian pressed against these two Pyramidians, not where they wanted to be, rising up.
Hwacha comes in. He cruises over top of the ram. Iberico is about to lose hull. It's going to burn out on him. There it goes. Is the Banshee in arc?
No.
It is, but it was a little late getting a little on board. Iberico loses hull this time. Where is he? Out in the middle of nowhere. All right. Both of these ships have focus on the Napoli right now, but for how long until the Iberico gets back in the engagement? Napoli loses hull, loses balloon, carronade starts sinking in. Can they do enough damage fast enough?
Whatchamacallit losing armor. The Iberico is on its butt like glue right now. The Iberico wants a kill in the situation. I do believe they're starting to feel the pressure. Napoli is hurting. Their armor and hull both low. Iberico coming in behind Melon Midian, though. Not what the Melon Midian
very much
wants.
out of this engagement for help. Melon's going to have to save himself. Hydrogen's up over the mortars right before his hull goes out, and he is backing up, gonna get a good engine column on the Iberico as this Hwacha comes in. Goes a little wide, but Melon's more than able to compensate for that with some good carronade shots in the Iberico. Flamer coming in. I mean, they're just juggling these two ships, and they're just not, there isn't enough perma-hull damage to make it an effective juggle like we saw last time.
The whatchamacallit now trapped in this double fire, but
Iberico is very low! Very low!
How?
Oh my gosh, and they do manage to get things back up. Melon Midian cruising in, gaining a little Banshee barrage off on the Napoli. Iberico has got one more hull strip, and then whatever managed to strip that hull will very likely finish him off. While the whatchamacallit moves in, we're probably going to see some Gatling or some Flamer in that. Very soon. Melon Midian not exactly in the best position he needs to be.
They are dancing around the Napoli as best they can. Their armor is starting to take some dinks there from that carronade. Iberico does have fires they're trying to manage right now. Armor and balloon both burning down. Engines are burning down. Whatchamacallit has changed their target once again to the Napoli, bringing those watches to bear, trying to disable those guns.
Napoli loses balloon. They're starting to sink down now. Their hull's about to go out. That ram might do it. Takes them out.
Oh, gorgeous.
Where's the Banshee? Banshee could have finished this off. Hull is back up too late. Once again, Iberico does.
Darwin's loading. Darwin's finished loading. Watch is buffed. Loading into the Napoli.
It
It's enough!
That is enough. However, Melon Midian does lose hull for half a second there. Back up and going. The Iberico is coming in. Melon Midian has nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Mortars. No, there is a mortar. Finishes him off, and that engagement, I mean, SPQR just did a better job picking off perma-hull from both of these ships, one at a time, one at a time, one at a time.
They absolutely did. Cake was not able to get their juggle going until the last real engagement, or second to last real engagement there of that map. SPQR was much more consistent with how they were performing their engagements.
I mean, that was the crucial thing about a sort of disabling and prolonged engagement